Hey guys, TechCrunch here with the video for you guys. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the iPad Mini 4 on the latest iOS 15 update, or the iPad OS 15 update that was recently released with the iPhone 13 lineup and the iPad Mini 6th generation that was also launched as well. The 4th generation is the oldest model of the mini that you can get iOS 15 on. The 3 does not support it, so this is why we're making this video, just to take a look at what you can expect if you're going to be upgrading to iOS 15 on your mini 4. But before we dive into today's video, if you guys are new to our channel, we do a lot of tech news reviews and giveaways, so make sure that like and subscribe button. Also, if you guys are new to our channel, we do a lot of giveaways, so make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. So as you can see here, we are able to upgrade it to iOS 15, and the first thing, if you haven't done the update, is you can go ahead and do it simply by connecting to a good Wi-Fi and then go into your settings, general software update, and you'll see that update appear, which is the iPad OS 15. And right now, as you can see, there's a 0.2 update that was released since the major update was released, because there were some fixes and bugs that were addressed as well. So far so good that we have upgraded here, haven't had any major issues. The one thing we are going to say is that the update was about close to 4 to 5 gigs, depending on how you get it or wherever you get it from. And the thing about the iPad Mini 4 is that if you have a 16 gig one, you're going to have to make up a lot of room. I wish the update was smaller, but it is a huge update. For example, this iPad Mini 4 is the 16 gig one, and after doing the update and downloading some apps, as you can see, we're down to just a little under 3 gigs or so. So it does take up a lot of space. We had to actually delete some of the apps. As you can see, we don't have too many apps going on, and if you have photos and videos, you're probably going to have to go ahead and delete them, because you need to make room for it. Unless you have like the 128 gig, you might be able to be fine if you do have it. But the iPad Mini 4, the base started at 16 gigs, so most likely if you're using it as a tablet, you're going to be limited to the 16 gig model there. The iPad Mini 4, as you know, was released back in September of 2015, so that's just a little over 6 years, and being able to be updated to iOS 15 is a major upgrade for this iPad itself here. It does have a 8 chipset on it with 2 gigs of RAM, so it's not a whole lot of hardware in it, considering some of the newer models which have the A14 and the A15 Bionic chipset on it. So this generation of chip is pretty old, but nonetheless, the 7.9-inch display iPad, it's a great device for maybe someone not looking to go crazy in terms of gaming or not doing too much with it. It's definitely one of those iPads that good for younger kids or someone just looking to simply just have a bigger screen size display than your regular iPhone, especially if you have one of the smaller phones. But if you have a Pro Max edition, one of them, might not make too much sense, because the 7.9 pretty much comes close to one of those Pro Max ones, which have just a little 1-inch smaller screen, but it gets the same job done for you. So as you know here, you're going to be able to upgrade it and take advantage of things like the widgets that are appearing. As you see here, we are able to get these widgets that weren't possible on the previous update as well. You can move these widgets around. As you can see here, we can move these around. We can simply go ahead and add more to the actual desktop or even on here. So if we want more, we can just simply add that on. As you can see, you can add it on to the navigation here. We can also add it here as well. If we do go edit home screen, go up here, if we want to add more widgets here that will help us, we can just simply add the size we want and then add that widget. As you can see, this was a feature that came out with. But the other thing about the iPad Mini 4, or with any iPad in general, the calculator is not available still, which again, we wish Apple had done that, but it's something Apple doesn't do. Along with some of the other noticeable update feature you'll see with the update to iOS 15, or these tab designs, that if you now are able to look at it, you're able to group tabs and do a little bit more with the Safari application, something you want to play around with it. It's a little bit cleaner UI. In terms of cleaner UI, you'll notice even in settings and things like that, Apple has slightly designed it in a way that it's sort of what's the new standard for design in general. So you'll notice those updates to that. You'll also notice updates to the map as well here. As you'll see, there's going to be more guided tours of the guides that you have. You're able to see maps in a different view that wasn't possible. It's much more feature that we're missing. They finally added it, although it's not the super fast as like you would with the newer uh, mini that came out, but it definitely still gets some of that job done for you. You're gonna see updates aids to the camera as well. There's something known as a live photos basically, or live text if you will. You're able to now go ahead and take a picture of something and then able to take it as a feature that we'll see just to show you guys in a second here. So if we were to, let's say, go ahead and take a look at that, we can now actually zoom in. So depending on how you have it set up here, you might see this feature or not, depending on, it's still a very new feature, so it might be just still a little buggy here, but that's going to be a feature you'll see. But it does not have the cinematic mode that's possible on the pro lineup of the 13 here. But there's definitely a lot of other features going on. For example, in FaceTime, you're now able to send link to anyone. So if you use the FaceTime Apple app, you can simply go ahead and sign in and then send them a link, and they're able to join FaceTime call from anywhere. That's a pretty neat feature. There's also this offline Siri mode that comes with iOS 15, where you can actually ask Siri commands. It's slightly faster because it doesn't always have to reach out to the Apple servers. In the past, it will reach out to the Apple servers to do the processing, but now processing is done locally most of the time, and then tries to reach out to Apple server if it can't get that information for you. You also have updates to being able to go ahead and move things around in terms of copy and pasting things, which wasn't possible. So if you were to, let's go and find maybe a picture here that we want to drag here, let's go and do a search. Just so the search itself in general, you'll notice there is a little bit of lag. Again, that's because it's an older iPad and it doesn't quite have the capabilities of a newer iPad. So we can simply see if we can do this with two hand. This is a feature which, again, it's still very new, so it might be still something to play around with. Now you can drag and drop simply across pictures, videos, and medias as well. It's going to be one of those features which Apple is trying to improve on, and it's probably something we'll probably see Apple come up with. So, but again, you should be able to essentially take a picture that you find pretty much anywhere on your system, and then able to open up between different apps and just able to drag and drop. Again, this is a feature, as you can see here, it's still not going through because you do have to make sure that your hands are coordinated. But another feature that we demoed on the iPhones that worked well. Not sure how well this is going to be working. So overall, the performance of the iPad didn't seem to drop much because it is an old iPad. Things does take a little bit to open and get going, but once it gets going, it still does a decent job. But nonetheless, when it comes to battery, the iPad Mini 4 here has almost a 5100 mAh battery that's supposed to be rated for about 10 hours of playback in terms of video and just simply browsing. More or less get around 7 to 8 hours depending on what you're doing. If you're multitasking, this is sort of the view where you get when you do upgrade. As you can see close up here, when you do that upgrade, it drops some battery level but doesn't really impact the battery too much. We haven't noticed anything after the update where it's been pretty constant, so battery hasn't been impacted. Performance has been stable so far, nothing crashing. Some of the features are a little bit still on the looser end, meaning they might be getting updates to fix those bugs. But again, if you're looking to be on a supported platform of the OS, you might be wanting to go with iOS 15, because with iOS 15, sooner or later, most of the popular apps will be requiring you to upgrade to the latest version, because that's just how technology works. And sooner or later, when you need to do that, make sure you do upgrade it. And the upgrade process takes somewhere between 40 minutes to 45 minutes. It take longer. We did update other iPads where some of them took 20 minutes, some of them took 30 minutes. Again, it's all the network, the speed that you get, and it's going to be very dependent on that itself as well. So do be patient, but you will be able to upgrade your Mini 4 to iOS 15. We want to hear from you guys. If you guys upgraded to iOS 15, what your experience has been on this device, good, bad, whatever it may be. Leave a comment in the comment section. But thanks for watching, guys. See you guys next time.